Hello everybody and welcome to another modern, specifically Amulet video. And this one comes inspired by a fellow streamer DefJud, who's been doing well with an Elvish Reclaimer style version of Amulet. And you don't need to tell me twice that you're doing well with Reclaimer Amulet for me to want to pick it up. So obviously I grabbed their list and I made a couple of changes to fit my playstyle and to fit the way that I like to build Amulet. So the original list had, in my opinion, a kind of low-ish amount of turn 1 green sources. Obviously when I'm playing Reclaimer, I'm a lot more interested in being able to cast it on turn 1 because that's when it is at its best, obviously. So I basically wanted to kind of like casting Garenbrick, for example. Sure, like it's something that you can find off of Reclaimer, but actually doesn't really help you cast your Reclaimer in time. So the likelihood that it's actually going to help you cast your Primeval Titan is a little bit lower. If you like doing that kind of stuff, go do whatever you want. But I'm also not a fan of the card Castle Garenbrick to begin with anyway. But Reclaimer makes you want to, first of all, have more turn 1 untapped green sources. Here we actually have access to 10. I wish I could make room for 2 more. Unfortunately, if we were to make room for those 2 more, I would be either cutting a bounce land or I would be cutting one of the Mycosynth Gardens. Alternatively, I could cut either a Valakut or the Bojuku Bog. The thing is that when we do have access to Reclaimer, this card just becomes so much better. Like for example, against a deck like Living End, if you play a turn 1 Reclaimer, you kind of can't lose anymore. It really, which is actually a pretty bad matchup for Amulet, all things considered. But if you have access to Reclaimer and you play it on turn 1, all of a sudden that matchup changes significantly. And sure, your opponent can they can kill your Reclaimer with by resolving Living End or whatever, or they can maybe just not only do that, but also they can cycle and response and stuff. But the truth of the matter is, like, you are significantly slowing down their clock, and obviously it's a lot of power for just a 1-drop, right? So Reclaimer does change a lot of play patterns. Obviously it has a risk, if you're playing against a removal heavy deck, obviously it opens you up to a card like Lightning Bolt, which overall it's not particularly effective against the Amulet deck. So you gain some stuff, you lose some stuff in the process as well. But overall, I'm very excited to give this list a shot. Also, the original list had a bunch of blue cards in the sideboard, which was a little bit confusing because it felt pretty easy to just add a couple of breeding pools or like a fetch land or whatever, and like the original list, it had a bunch of forests instead, but it was actually playing swan songs in Hydra Crises, however you say that, in the sideboard, which kind of makes me really want to have access to a blue source. So I don't know, it felt like it was kind of free to make sure that you can have more quote-unquote responsible mana. So instead I'm playing some Dismember, some like Force of Vigor, and some Tireless Strikers instead of Crisis, which is a card that I preferred anyway, so there's that too. Looking forward to trying out some Reclaimer Amulet. I haven't played a Reclaimer Amulet list in a while, so bear with me if I'm making some like stupid mistakes and stuff. But if you are enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you would like to support what I'm doing here, you can do so directly or with donations, or you can join my Patreon as well. And of course you can use my codes for mana traders. And if you're interested in purchasing cards from TCG Player, I also have a link that you can find in the description of the video down below that supports the channel directly as well at no extra cost to you. With that, having said that, let's play some Magic, shall we? Alright, we are met with a gorgeous Amulet hand on the play. So obviously we're going to go Saga into Amulet on 1. We get to deploy Azusa on 2. And we actually have an interesting idea. It's definitely going to depend on what my opponent's next couple of turns look like. But we can actually transmute if we need to. Demolition Field. That's a card, I guess. Alright, I think I'm just going to transmute for another Summoner's Pact here. So play Bounce Land, make some mana, bounce it, play Azusa. My opponent could have, I guess, Dismember, which punishes me, but they're still dead next turn anyway, so. But by doing this, I am actually playing around something like a Thoughtseize or whatever, and I have no idea what my opponent's up to. Turn 1 Demolition Field. Huh. We have a very lethal hand next turn, so that is a black card. So we know. Oh, this must be like the Karn deck, right? This has gotta be the Karn deck. So we're gonna need to play around a couple of things here. We have everything set up, so I think I'm going to go for Colossus. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Colossus. It nets me more mana. It's gonna draw me a bunch of cards, and yeah, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, we're just winning that game regardless. Okay, so I definitely want Tireless Trackers in this matchup, and we're gonna be playing against the Karn deck. It's gonna be like Cabal Coffers and a bunch of that nonsense. So I think I don't care about Bojugabog, but I'm interested in more Bosejus. Maybe, do I want the full 4? Probably. Yeah, I probably want all 4. I can just cut a Cavern of Souls anyway. So this is already 3 lands, that seems good. I do... How much do I want to play around something like Necromancia? Like, I don't think enough for me to want to cut a Primeval Titan, but I think I'm just gonna cut a couple of Gracers. That seems fine. This hand obviously is not keepable. This one is, so keep this one. I think I'm bottoming the Gracer. So Gracer is interesting because it allows me to... Because I can just bottom the Sunhome. Bottoming the Sunhome allows me to go turn 1 Reclaimer, and then... Reclaimer can punish me, though. Like, if my opponent has an Inquisition and I bottom the Gracer, they take my Reclaimer, and I'm gonna be in really bad shape. I think I'm actually gonna bottom the Reclaimer. This means I can go turn 1 Azusa. No, but my opponent has probably 8 Field of Ruin, so I can't really ship the Reclaimer. I think I'm gonna bottom the Sunhome. It's a little bit risky. It's definitely a little bit risky, but my goal here is to draw any land, and then I can just go Gracer into Azusa. So here we're gonna go for Beast. The reason to do this, obviously, is so I can play around something like a Fatal Push. So bounce my Cavern, pass the turn back. So if I draw any untapped land, I'm gonna get to... Just gonna get my choice of whether I want to... What I want to do. That's not great. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna play Reclaimer. So I'm gonna go Cavern on... Probably gonna be on Giant. And just play Reclaimer, pass the turn. Really unfortunate, actually, that I couldn't find any land there. Attacking with Gracer because value, but... So now my opponent's got Demolition Field in play. They're probably gonna blow up my Sanctuary. The good thing is that Reclaimer... Like, if they go Demolition Field into Fatal Push, we're probably gonna lose the game, but if they don't... Oh, okay, so they had the March. So any land... Okay, that's nice. So now I can go Tracker into land. So that's gonna put some pressure on my opponent, and it's going to actually allow me... So now if my opponent wants to... Once again, if they want to field me, that's gonna give me another card that I can draw. So if they play Karn, that would suck. They can also Wrath here, potentially. Okay, Demolition Field. Oh, push in response, that's gross. Alright, definitely gonna get a basic forest. Yep, just gonna Azusa here. So, play this, bounce, play Azusa, play 1, play 2, Cavern on Giant, and pass the turn. We get to draw a card on end step, and if we find any untapped land, we're gonna have a Primeval Titan guaranteed, which is nice. Obviously, my opponent can Necromancia. That would really suck, but not too much I can do about that. So, let's draw a card, T-West, untap. We're gonna go for the draw step. Alright, definitely gonna find green source, and we're gonna go for the double field, I imagine. We're gonna be packed in for... another tracker. Summoner's Pact for Tireless Tracker number 2. Play tracker, play land, make a clue, swing for 1. Obviously, my opponent can have, they can have a variety of things that would be problematic here, but I could have also just hoped to luck suck. It's just so bad in the face of, that's the Coffers. I can just pass the turn basically and just hope that I find a bounce land or an untapped source, and then just straight up pack for Primeval Titan. But I'm gonna sacrifice a Gracer. If that's all they can do, I'm okay with that. Okay, untap, pay for upkeep, play Reclaimer. It's not a bad draw. I got a 3-4 now. Another field. 7. I really want to dodge Archon. As long as we dodge Archon, I think we're going to be in fine shape. Karn. Karn, I think I can beat. I think I can beat Karn. Unless they have Sundering Titan. They can't... Oh, okay. They can't cast the Sundering Titan this turn. That's... Okay. So I get to prime time now. I have to make sure... So I'm going to play my land. I do have to make sure that I play around Sundering Titan here. So there's prime time. I think I'm just going to go with... if I had 2 more mana, I could bounce land plus Boseiju. I need to make sure I can pay for my upkeep. So I think I'm just going to go with double bounce land. It's what nets me the most mana. I already played my land. So I'm going to bounce Cavern. And I think I'm going to bounce T-West. I can also just bounce a Forest. Yeah, I think bouncing a Forest is fine. My opponent's going to destroy 2 lands with Sundering Titan. But I can still pay for Pact. So I pay for Pact on upkeep, then pass the turn. Sundering Titan is very annoying though. Interesting way of tapping, like using the castle. Suggests that my opponent's gonna have stuff to do. Alright, Sundering Titan probably kills Saga and Growth Chamber. Oh, they can't kill both Saga and Growth Chamber, that's right. I'm confusing that with Dryad, but Liquid Metal Coating can probably outrace that. If they can't answer my Titan, can definitely outrace the Coating. Unless they have a way of killing their own Sundering Titan. So let's play a Forest and play a Reclaim. And we're gonna pass the turn. If my opponent spends their turn, if they don't have an answer to prime time, we're probably just gonna win. I guess they could also have an answer to the Dryad. But now they blow up here, and I just go. I just have Primeval Titan get 2 Valakuts, then I have Reclaimer, I can get a bounce land. That should be enough. I do have a bunch of mana though. Ah, they had the answer. That sucks. Alright. They did have the answer to the prime time. Interesting. Okay. So that suggests to me that's an incredible draw, actually. That is an absolutely incredible draw. So 1, 2, 3. Play Dryad. Play land. Cavern on Giant. Kill, trigger, Karn. That answers the Karn. And now I just pass the turn back. As long as my opponent doesn't have a way to answer their own Sundering Titan, we should be able to win this game. Huh. This is interesting. This is actually quite interesting. I think I need to block. I think I need to block because my opponent can have the 5 mana, the Invoke. Can I beat the Invoke, however? I guess if they do have Invoke, I actually can't beat them. So I think I'm just gonna take it. They could have, I guess, Karn into Ballista. So if I chomp, I don't die to Karn into Ballista, but I'm still dying to Invoke. Yeah, I guess I'm blocking. I guess I'm blocking with the Reclaimer. I am going to activate, and we're gonna get one last hooray. One last hurrah. I can't believe we're still kind of in this game. It's pretty ridiculous. I think I'm gonna go for Saga. Saga gives me chump blockers for... Saga gives me chump blockers for the Sundering Titan. So Reclaimer down. Many things that just kill me here, but okay. They do have the Karn. They minus, I assume, for Walking Ballista. Cityscape Leveler. That's much worse. I've seen enough. I have seen enough now. Okay, so... Do we want Force? I don't think we want Force. I do like the Boseijus, but I don't think I want Force. Don't want Oblivion Stone. Don't think this member does anything. I think this is just fine. I think I like this setup. Yep. This looks good. Keep this. Definitely going to keep this. I think I'm going to lead on turn 1 Forest instead of a ETB tapped land. The reason for doing that is because if I do find Reclaimer, I can play Reclaimer, then Gruul Turf, which is nice. Let's go with T-West now. Pass the turn back. Just preemptive explosives on 1. It's kind of nice for us. There's a Reclaimer. Let's go Dryad into Gruul Turf. Bounce the Stronghold. Oh, actually I should have bounced the basic Forest. Because my opponent's going to blow up my Gruul Turf. And now I'm going to need to use my land to play Tracker. So I'm not going to be able to also play... Oh, I have Dryad, never mind. That's right, I got right. Do I play into Damnation? Do I want to play into Damnation? I think so. Because it's just so... Like, if my opponent doesn't have it exactly right now, it's just so much better for me. Obviously, if they have Damnation, it's just a fantastic exchange for them, right? They play Field of Ruin. Can we dodge? We can't. Oh, okay. We can dodge. Perfect. So, obviously, we're not going to overextend here. We can crack Clue. That sucks. But what I can do now is I can sack... So I have a couple of options. I can just blank my opponent's field, or I can hit my land drop. I think I want to hit my land drop, because it actually gives me the chance to do something more powerful next turn. So let's go with a Sanctuary and bounce Forest, then replay Forest. So now if my opponent wants to Field of Ruin, they have to do it main phase. We know that they don't have access to Damnation, because otherwise they would have used it last turn. They can do this plus crack explosives. But if they do that, then I can just Reclaimer. So that's also nice. Oh, they just push the Dryad. That's fine. Nice Whisper. So we're gonna make the same play here. Sack a Forest to get a bounce land. Float a mana, bounce, replay, and we're just gonna play a Dryad. Pass the turn. Reclaimer doing some serious work. It's insane how far ahead we would be if I had found either an Amulet or just any land drop. Just any land would have been incredible. More fields, Jesus. Am I putting in double field here? Damnation. Okay, they finally found a Damnation. That sucks a lot. But it's okay, we keep on keeping on. 2, 3, play Dryad, play Bounce, replay, play another Reclaimer, say go. This is hilarious. Cabal Coffers. Doesn't actually give them that much mana currently. Sure. It's my last basic. So that's it. That's all I got. Invoke Despair. I think I'm actually sacking the... Oh, I can't sack the Reclaimer. So I have to actually sack the Dryad. Or I can sack both to have my opponent draw one less card. So if I sack the Dryad, I get to untap with Reclaimer. But my opponent draws 2 cards. So is it more valuable for me to have Reclaimer? I think Reclaimer gives me something to do if I whiff on a land. So I think that's better. So I'm just going to sack Dryad, have my opponent draw 2 cards. Obviously they can have push and that sucks, but... Yep. So now what? Now what? I really want to find ways to use my mana here. I really wish I had found the land drop there. If I pack, that means I'm further away from prime time. I think I'm just main facing here. I think I want to sack T-West now. I mean, my opponent has fielded me 4 times. I could go for Tracker. I can pact for Tracker. I think I want to do that. Let's do that. Let's pact for Tracker. And now we're going to 2 mana. We're going to sack T-West. Get a bounce land. Get a clue. And then bounce Forest, replay Forest. So now we can start cracking clues and maybe getting ahead this way. Missing these land drops has been devastating for sure. Unfortunate. And I'm exactly out of basics now. Precisely on the turn where I would actually be able to use the extra mana. That sucks. But yeah, if my opponent plays a card, I can actually pressure it, which I wouldn't be able to otherwise. Really want to find a bounce land. That's a Karn. Really? Instead of cracking explosives? Wow, okay. It's kind of weird. Saga is nice. Saga is real nice. Can't crack clues, unfortunately, but interesting to me that they decided to kill. Interesting to me that they decided to kill the Reclaimer there when they had the explosives literally on board. When it makes 10 mana, that sucks. We also get to destroy my Saga. Brutal. Man, I just got absolutely dismantled here. My opponent fielded me so many times. That's 5 fields. And I was still in the game. I was somehow still in the game after getting fielded 5 times and my opponent drawing so many cards. They've drawn through half of their deck. Stoneburn. Alright, seen enough. Seen enough. I've seen enough now. Okay, round 2 on turn 1 Reclaimer. We keep these. We keep these. I guess I'll see what my opponent is doing. Copperline Gorge. Hardened Scales. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go turn 1 Reclaimer. instead of turn 1 Saga. This can allow me to get Boseiju, then I can Boseiju Growth Chamber. Hangerback Walker, okay. Hangerback's fine. Let's play a Saga, send the turn back. Not afraid of this, but obviously if my opponent plays a Ravager or something of that nature, it may become a little bit scarier. There's a Ravager. Officially scarier. We are officially in scarier territory now. Alright, so definitely going to activate Reclaimer here. I think what I'm doing is I am getting Boseiju. I think I'm getting Boseiju here. The other option would be the Mycosynth Gardens, so that I can double down. Yeah, I kind of like getting Gardens, actually. Yeah, let's get Gardens. Now this is going to be interesting, because I may need to make a construct. I think I'm going to play Saga number 2. But I may need to make a construct just to block, because I may take too much damage. Ballista is not quite lethal, but actually Ballista may be lethal here. Steerings. So this is going to be 6, 7, 8. Yeah, my Ballista is actually lethal, I think. Ursa Saga. That one I can beat. That one I can beat. Also live. Oh, baby. We're going to get to do some things this coming turn. We're going to get to do some things, I tell ya. So, is this attack lethal? They make 2 tokens here. Then... Oh, actually, I can just block with... No, I need a Reclaimer to survive. I need a Reclaimer to survive because I'm going to be using this Reclaimer next turn to... I'm going to get an Amulet, then I'm going to use this mana to Mycosynth Gardens, the Amulet. Then I'm going to play a bounce, and that's going to be 4 mana. Then I can use Reclaimer to sack with my Saga, and I can make another bounce land there. That's going to be 7 mana total. And then I can go from there. So I need the Reclaimer to survive. The other alternative, I guess, would be I block with Reclaimer. I sack Saga to make another Mycosynth Gardens. This is going to be 1, 2 to make the... no, I'm going to be 1 mana short if I try to go for that. Because I would need to like Tulare West for an Azusa, but I would be 1 mana short. So it doesn't quite work. Yeah, so I need to just make a construct and jump block. Because I need the Reclaimer to be alive. But this is actually a lethal attack, I'm pretty sure. I guess my opponent is going to have a pretty thick blocker, so just main phase do that. It's good to me. If I draw a Dryad, I think I win. Gracer may actually do it as well. Gracer may actually do it as well. Because I can just back for... I'm going to be able to just cast Colossus. This looks good. Amulet. I guess my opponent could have exactly Boseiju in hand. Like their last card is exactly Boseiju. Oh, they don't have the mana to Boseiju. Never mind. So, Growth Chamber. Make some mana. Then, Gracer. Play Growth Chamber. This is 6, 7 mana. 8 mana. We can turn that into 6. And then we go get Dryad. Yeah, that seems... I think that's the line. Oh, actually, what I can do... Oh, this is really interesting. This is super interesting. Okay, so we're going to T-West for Summoner's Pact. We can Pact for Azusa. Azusa is 3 mana, then it gives me 2 land drops. Because the issue right now is that I'm not going to... If I do go for Primetime, I'm actually not going to be able to... If I pack for Dryad, I'm not going to be able to trigger Valakut because I don't have enough lands in place. So I'm going to be going all the way up to 5 lands, but I'm not going to be able to trigger Valakut. So what I need to do is to turn this into another bounce land. So then I'm going to be able to pact for Colossus, and then I'm going to be able to go off that way. So Reclaimer being quite clutch here. So here's another Growth Chamber, up to 7. Dude, like this is why I love Reclaimer. Like the play patterns are so crazy and so cool and so unique. And like you could have played Amulet for years, almost a decade in my case, but you are still figuring things out, and everything is new and cool. And I'm just figuring all the stuff on the fly because I've not played this exact list before, and now we are going to win. How fun is that? So now we have it on lock. Now this is just locked up. All right, so we bounce some lands, we float a decent amount of mana, and we're gonna be able to do some stuff and some things. So play Dryad, play a land, play Primeval Titan, I get 2 Valakuts, save targets. Could have killed all of my opponent's stuff, which is kind of my brand, honestly, but because we actually are in a situation where I've used a bunch of clock, so I just want to get this game over with. So we want force, we want explosives, we want Boseijus, and maybe Oblivion Stone. Big question mark on that one. Bojuka Bog out, and probably 2, maybe 3 Cavern of Souls out. Maybe 1 more Cavern of Souls because it's a green source for Reclaimer. Gracer is great, Reclaimer is great, Dryad's great. Man, all my cards are great. This sucks. I think Oblivion Stone is probably going to be too slow. And then this is 10 green sources, which is okay. Maybe I cut the Cultivator. It definitely was clutch in that game, but I don't think that's how most games are going to go. Just going to cut the Cavern. Another option would be to cut 1 Saga or 1 Mycosynth Garden. Reclaimer busted. This is kind of not clear whether I want to play Reclaimer or what. I think I'm going to, but I think it's not just obvious because I don't have ways to. I mean, if I find an untapped land, then what I can do is I can go turn 1 Gracer, turn 2 Dryad into Reclaimer, which would be insane. Ugh, that sucks. So playing Boseiju, and I guess I'm just gonna play the Reclaimer. This may actually not be great. Maybe I should just hope to luck sack. Okay, turn 2 Saga, and we know they have a Ravager, so I'm imagining they're gonna play that. Oh, Ossolith number 2. Oscillate the B-sides. Okay, guess we're gonna do this. So play this, bounce, play Boseiju, play Gracer, bounce. Bounce land was a fantastic draw there. Obviously a very, very good draw. So now next turn we're gonna get to Dryad plus hold up Reclaimer activation to probably get another bounce land. Gemstone Cavern, Patchwork Automaton. Interesting. Okay. So they're taking like a little bit of a slower approach, it looks like. Well, so if I play Boseiju, I'm 1 minute short. Explosive is obviously a great draw there. I think I'm just going to chill on it though. So I think I'm just gonna go play Dryad, pass. Or I can just activate Reclaimer and just get the extra land drop. So I think I'm just gonna do that. So I guess I should have sequenced this not in this way. Oh, I actually can't get an extra land drop, my bad. I think I'm just gonna get a Saga then. Let's just get a Saga. Get that going. So we have 2 Chump blockers. So it seems really tough for my opponent to be able to set up lethal here. And not only that, but this Saga is not getting them any value. They would need to have a pretty serious Soul Wreath to like get Pitting Needle and name engineered explosives. Because they can find Ossolith. It is Ossolith. But I'm going to leave them with no threats. Walking Ballista. Okay, that's scary. I actually may just need to kill that. Wait, is this just lethal? I don't think it is. Oh, it is, actually, right? So they sack this, put 2 counters on the Ravager. This goes on the Ossolith. Sack... Oh, no, it's not lethal. Okay, yeah, because they actually need to ping me for 20. Ask me if I'm blocking this, this Automaton. I mean, I wonder why it was free for them to attack. Don't know why they wouldn't do that. So they can sack the other Ossolith, but that doesn't really net them counters. Oh, what they can do here is they can actually kill the Dryad. That's probably something they should do, actually. Okay, they also sack Ravager to put the counters on the Ballista. That's 17 damage. 18, my bad. Almost lethal. Summoner's Pact is basically like skipping a draw step, which is very unfortunate. So... if I attempt to kill the Ballista, they're gonna kill my Dryad, probably my Reclaimer as well. I don't think there's too much I can do about that though. Pretty punished, actually, by not... So second Ballista kills me, but that's really it. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I don't think there's too much else I can do anyways. I assume they're just going to kill my Dryad and my Reclaimer, and then the rest is just going to go face, or they're going to keep the counters on the Ossolith. So they do shoot the Ballista down, and the question now is, do I want to activate Reclaimer? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's kind of wild how this also works when the counters go onto the Ossolith. That's crazy. This card really took scales to the next level. This card really did a lot for the archetype, which is great. Like it's really cool. I'm actually going to be playing this deck soon. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be playing this deck soon enough because I had a dono to play it, and I'm really excited about it. It seems super interesting. Can we dodge Ballista, please? Hangerback I can beat, that's fine. I'm gonna put a lot of counters on that boy, but without a way to sack it, it doesn't really add up to anything. So if I find a bounce land, we probably can figure out a way to win. Just a casual 16-16 Hangerback Walker. Don't mind it. That's a bounce land. Okay, perfect. So we float a mana, get an Amulet, we play a bounce land. So if I packed for Dryad, I can't quite trigger it. So packed for Dryad, cast Primeval Titan. We still have only 2 lands in play. I don't have Crumbling Vestige, so I can't actually get a hand on lands unless I also packed for Azusa. So I guess I'm just casting this Primeval Titan, and I'm just gonna go get Boseiju, I think. Just get Boseiju bounce land and just pass the turn back. So I don't care about the Ursa Saga because my opponent's gonna be dead next turn. So I only care about the Ossolith or a Ravager, I guess. So killing the Hangerback Walker doesn't really achieve anything. And if my opponent top decks something like a Shadow Spear, they may actually kill me. Ravager. That's fine because it doesn't have a haste. The tokens don't have haste, I mean. But yeah, my opponent's gonna be able to like do a bunch of things here, but I don't think any of that will matter. Yep. Ship the turn back. We have perfect information upon no cards in hand. So we're just gonna pack for a Dryad and win from there. Draw a Gracer, which is just whatever, doesn't matter. Alright, Summoner's Pact. For Dryad. Play Boseiju. Play Dryad. To combat. Swing with Primetime. Get double Valakut. And we should be good to go. Good block from my opponent right there. Very good block. Very good block. And play a Gracer. And there it goes. GG's. Opponent says that was a lot closer of a round than it felt. I don't know which way my opponent means that, but yeah, this was actually a very close game. I would have been dead to a Ballista, but yeah. GG's opponent, GG's. Good stuff. I love me some scales. Round number 3, and if we had access to Expedition Map, which by the way, it's one of the things that we don't have access to in this list, this hand would be a lot closer. As is, I think I'm going to ship it. The fact that there's a cavern here gives me a little bit of an argument for keeping it. I'm on the draw. We have Titan, Dryad and Titan. Yeah, I guess I'm actually going to be keeping. I think it would have been closer if we had had one of those things, but I still think it's probably good enough. Ignoble Hierarch, it probably says Yawgmoth. Okay, that's a good draw. That's a pretty good draw. Do I want to Saga? I think so. Like, we're gonna need to draw a bounce land in order to win this game. So playing the Saga right now, so on turn 3 I can just go off, is probably the way to go. I imagine this is Yawg. Okay, so it is Yawg. Roots into Geist. So if I find a bounce land, I think I'm going to be able to raise my opponent back because I have double Dryad. Any bounce land? All right, we're in business. We are in business. So I get to play Rot Farm, play Dryad, and which is nice because it actually allows me to block, which is cute. And then obviously play the Forest. And then we go from there. If this Dryad doesn't die, we actually get to... Okay, so they do have Yawg. So I guess I'm not blocking with the Dryad. Put a counter. They already used the Wall of Roots, so they can't go off here. Wait, they don't have a land. They didn't use their land drop. So they can still draw land here. Oh, okay, so they're cashing in the attack so that they can leave the guys back to block. But they're not gonna be able to... Oh, actually, if they have land plus Yawgmoth, then if they also have Cord, then I lose, I guess. So they need to sack the Ignoble Hierarch to reset the Geist. Then they sack the Geist to target the Dryad, looking for a land. Okay, there it is. Do they have both the Yawgmoth? They need to have exactly Yawgmoth into... Okay, that's not a Yawgmoth. So I think we're in the clear now. They had one more look, so I think that they should have actually gone for it there. I'm at 13, so without actually comboing off, I don't think they can kill me. Okay, X equals 2. That's fine. Oh, I guess they're playing the Hapatra list. Alright. So this means that as long as they have life, they kill my dudes. Because they can just keep sacking the snake token to kill all my creatures. Well, Hapatra looking sick here. Actually, if they find the second chord, they may be able to win, even. Oh, they do have the second chord? Wow, that's insane. That's ridiculous. Alright, wow. That's insane stuff. With the evoke trigger on the stack for value, even. Wow, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Opponent had the literal nudge draw. And they only won because they had access to a Patra in their deck. If they, and like, I know that Demonic Tutors doesn't really like that card or whatever, but I mean, I would have won. I would have won the game otherwise. So clearly it was pretty good there. So now the tokens like kill one another. It's pretty sick. All right, so we lost the game that we needed to win, so that sucks. So let's get Oblivion Stone. I'm not even sure I won the Oblivion Stone, honestly. I guess I'd rather have Boseiju instead of Cavern. Dismember seems great. I probably need Colossus because I need to be able to beat a Necromentia. Bujugabog is a little bit more... I don't like Bujugabog in this matchup, but like since I have Reclaimer, it's a little bit more defensible. I think I'm gonna cut the Mycosynth Gardens. Maybe like cut one garden, one saga. Let's actually do that. Because having access to a single garden has a lot of value because of Reclaimer. Do I want a Tireless Tracker? I don't think so. I definitely want to play on Force if I can. Just gonna cut one Gracer and one Prime Time, maybe? I'm gonna cut one Oblivion Stone, actually. Obviously, this hand is gonna be a mulligan. This hand is not bad. So we're gonna keep this. We're gonna bottom the Bujugabog. And we're gonna hope that my opponent does not have Force. This is a bad matchup, though. Like, this is very, very much a bad matchup. So just gotta hope that we get lucky. We do have double Amulet. Double Amulet gives me the potential to Pact for Azusa and just cast Colossus on 2. Probably not what I want to do. Oh, they're playing the Gracer version. Interesting. Do I YOLO here? I think I probably have to, huh? So, Summoner's Pact for Azusa. Play Azusa. Play Bounce Land again. Float some mana. Play that again. I guess if I bounce the Boseiju here, because I already have 7 mana here, and I don't need any more. I'm going to have at least 8 mana, so I don't need any more mana. So by bouncing the Boseiju, it means that any land makes it so I can pay for Pact. So I think it's better to bounce the Boseiju. Play Boseiju. Well, there's that, I guess. Oh, I don't even get to... That's hilarious. I don't even get to Legend Rule the Boseiju. So we did find the Summoner's Pact, so we're just in the clear here. But it wasn't a given, right? It wasn't a given. So bounce that and bounce that. Pact for Primeval Titan. Let's say yes. Tolaria West and bounce land. We're just gonna go to Titan route there. Turn 2 kill, no big. Game number 3. I think we just submit the same. Still not sure how I feel about Oblivion Stone in this matchup. Like, I don't think this is the matchup for Rose Stone. I'm gonna have the one copy in there, but I could definitely see it being bad here. Well, there you go. No, this is not gonna be a winning hand, unfortunately. The nice thing about having Reclaimer in this matchup is that it makes Necromantia that much worse. I think I'm keeping this, and I'm bottoming Bojuka Bog. Keep this, bottom Bog. And I think I may go for the upkeep Reclaimer activation. Probably end step, actually, never mind. See if we find something good. Another Summoner's Pact is not the worst. Another Summoner's Pact is not awful. I also just looked and realized that my record tracker is wrong, but at least it's tracking the game that I'm playing. It is indeed game 3, but I'm actually 1-1. Gracer. Turn 2 Gracer not as good as turn 1 Gracer. I'll say as much. Okay. Is there anything that I'm going to be Boseiju? I don't think so. So I'm just going to play out the Boseiju, and this is what I'm going to sack to the Reclaimer. Asusa is not a bad draw. Hapatra. Okay. What is my opponent holding up? Like, they've been, like, behind on... Oh, I forgot to activate Reclaimer. Oh, that's huge. Oh my god, that's a huge punt. I got... Oh, man, I lost focus for a second and was severely punished. Oof, that's brutal. That sucks. That sucks. Okay, so the nice thing here is that if I find any land, I probably win. Because even if they Necromantia, I can still Pact for Dryad and then Reclaimer for Valakut and just start mowing down my opponent's creatures. Oh, they just have an unfunctional hand. Okay, that's better for me. Do you just double block? I don't think I do, but it's kind of funny to think of. Alright, so they put a -1/-1 there. And they get a dude. Young Wolf. Alright, here's a Summoner's Pact. Here's my primetime dude. Man, if I hadn't like skipped my my Reclaimer activation to get a Saga, we would be in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna get double Growth Chamber here because I have Asusa, and this means I actually get to hold up Reclaimer activation now. So play my land, play my land. So now we can't really lose because if my opponent attempts to like combo off, we can just bog them. Geist. Okay. Well, now we actually can lose. Pay for Pact. Yeah, I'm not gonna activate Reclaimer. I'm just gonna pay for Pact, then go get Dryad, and we still have Reclaimer activation. Pact for Dryad, play out Dryad, play Valakut, attempt to kill the Hapatra. Let's see what happens. He just dies. Alright, cool. So my opponent's just dead now. Swing, Valakut, Vesuva, send everything face. Opponent out a 1, and being attacked by a 6/6. Alright, sweet. Got there. Round number 4, playing against Jegantha. This hand looks fantastic, so we're gonna keep it. Turn 1, Saga into Amulet. Basically the dream. It's gonna be interesting what we do in turn 2. It's gonna depend on what kind of Jegantha deck my opponent is on. Basic Swamp. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting. Alright. That's a Primeval Titan. So I guess I'm just going to... I can go... This is kind of awkward. So I want to play around this, right? So what's the best way to do that? I definitely need to be hitting my land drop. So I think I'm just going to reset this Saga. So I'm just going to go Growth Chamber. Let's play Growth Chamber, make a Construct. Because what I could do is I can play Gracer. I think I'd rather just get full value from this Saga. Because I would need... I can go, you know... I could play Gracer, then bounce my Growth Chamber to play Bojuka Bog, and then make a Construct anyway. But at that point, I am basically skipping on value. So I'm not one to skip on value. You know what I'm saying? That Premium Titan draw is pretty good, though. Jegantha, double Swamp. Great Swamp art selection, opponent. Respect this basic Swamp selection. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bait my opponent a little bit here. So I'm gonna force them to do something. Oh, yeah, well that's gonna force them to do something, all right. So if I play Gracer and play Bojuka Bog, I mean, I really don't need to overextend. I think I just play a Saga. And I'm just gonna play Gracer, play this Bojuka Bog, and just say go. Wait, what? Well, this is amazing for me. That is so good for me. Alright, perfect. Guess I'm going to bog myself here. And like play second Amulet. I don't want to bog my opponent because they may be playing Karn. I mean, they're most likely playing Karn, right? Like, they just went Swamp, revealing Jegantha, So now next turn we get to Primeval. Okay, so it is actually another one of those, like, Cabal Coffers deck. Why are we playing against this deck twice? How is it possible that we're playing against this deck back to back? What the hell? Oh, Thirst on my Construct. Don't mind if I do. So that's not good enough, I don't think. My opponent can't have Damnation, though, because they have Jegantha. So I think I'm just going to play my hand. They also can't have Liliana. Play a bounce land here. We're going to make a Construct. Return that to hand. Play another Reclaimer. Say go. Demolition Field. Blows up the Saga. Why is this deck all the rage now? So I think I want... Ugh, they have the answer for the Reclaimer too. That's insane. Ugh, I was going to upkeep. Oh, never mind. Alright. Alright. I guess I'll just do this instead. Don't mind me. Just literally can't be stopped. Cannot be stopped. My opponent could technically have the Black Force, but not gonna be playing around that. Alright, that was something. That was definitely something. Alright, Boseiju, Bujugabog out. Do I want Force? I don't think I do. Just got a couple of Caverns and cut a couple of Gracers. I think I do like this game plan a lot. I could see going 3-3 split on Gracer and Reclaimer. The reason being because my opponent has so much removal. Sand seems good. I'll keep it. It's not like great or anything. It's just solid, I would say. Explosives on 1. Let's play Saga and say go. I low-key want my opponent to field this Saga. Like, that would be kind of great, honestly. So let's play that and pass the turn. I can't really play a Gruul Turf there to reset the Saga because it's going to offset me even worse. And also oh yeah, this is great. Perfect. So now I can actually Gracer and start to develop my mana. But I would have needed to go to this card otherwise. So now my opponent's probably going to be doing that next turn as well. So let's play this Gracer. Play Growth Chamber. Bounce this. I think I'm just going to play out this Gruul Turf. Like, my amulets are not gonna... They're not gonna survive, right? So, Cling to Dust my Saga. You got it. That's probably gonna do some work, though. Obviously, it's not great against me, but Jesus. 8 Field of Ruins is so much. Alright, so we're gonna go for the Pact. Can we even Pact for Tracker? We can't Pact for Tracker, actually, because we die to the double field. They blow up 2 of my lands. So if I lose to a land drop. The problem is if I do nothing next turn, I'm falling super far behind. So what I can do now, I guess, is Pact for Dryad. I have a triple Pact in hand, so I do feel like I want to be doing something. Yeah, having drawn a Sanctuary, I'm just going to Pact for Dryad. I need to like do stuff. Play Dryad, and I think I'm going to... Can play another Sanctuary. I'm not using 2 mana for anything next turn. I'm assuming my opponent's going to blow up both of my lands. Oh, I guess I could have hasted and swung for 2. I didn't even think about that. All right, whatever. I missed. I actually missed on 4 damage. That could definitely matter. That could definitely matter. Blow up a land. Do we have the land? They do. Okay. Probably gonna blow up the other land too. 5 basics coming in clutch, huh? Getting paired twice in the same league against the mono black 8 Field of Ruin deck. Definitely want to hide. Oh, come on, man. Really? They also have the Fatal Push? Jesus. Pay for Pact. It's not a bad draw, actually. Play a bounce land. Say go. Swing with Gracer. Because value. This deck sure is a grind. This matchup, I mean. Expedition map. Okay. So, I can go Tracker. Again, I know they don't have Damnation. And now I can go Pact for Tracker. This is 5 mana. Yeah, I'm just gonna Pact for Tracker, play land. Play land. Or we're just going to play Dryad. And play another land. In this case, an Ursa Saga. We're kind of doing it. I think I'm ahead right now. I do think I'm ahead. I know one of my opponent's cards in hand is a blank, because it's the Jegantha. So I just have to dodge my opponent finding a Karn or something. Because if they have a Karn, I probably lose. But I can't play around that because I just can't beat it. They get Field of Ruin instead of Urborg. That's a good sign. That means that they probably don't have a Karn. Because if they did, they can just fetch Urborg and they have enough mana to Karn into the Titan, the Sundering Titan. So them getting Field probably means that they don't have an answer to. Oops. So we're gonna float a mana, get the last basic. One basic forest to cast the Jegantha. Love it. Golos. That is potentially a problem. Interesting. So they could have gotten another swamp, and they did not. So I really want to find the Boseiju here, because I kind of really need to kill this Golos. All right, so we got an Amulet of Vigor. This is kind of really close actually, because if I'm a bounce land short of being able to like Pact for Reclaimer, go hasted with Stronghold. So let's crack a Clue because I can't do anything else with this hand. It's not a bad draw. I think I kind of want to just hold it though. So crack another Clue. Not bad, not bad. We're doing it. We are doing it. Do I want to play an Amulet solely as bait? Because like this is the card that matters. I think I want to play an Amulet just as bait. Maybe my opponent will crack their explosives. They crack map. Imagine they're gonna get Urborg now. Okay, so they do. So now they're gonna be able to Cascading Cataracts Golos. So we're gonna have to dodge here. We're gonna have to cross our fingers and hope that my opponent can't punish me too badly. Alright, what do we got? Defile, double Demolition Field after they have already played their land. Alright, nice. And they kill the Tracker instead of the Dryad. Ooh, baby. Can we actually do it? Are we actually gonna be able to win this game? Let's see if my opponent main phase cracks the explosives. Opponent is tapping out for Jegantha. They let me. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna win this game. Alright, so. We have to be really careful how we're going to do this. So, we can play Reclaimer. We might send Gardens the Amulet. Play Reclaimer. Haste. Activate Reclaimer. That's going to take 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's gonna be taking 8 of my 9 mana. I find a bounce land. I use that bounce land to make 4 mana. Still have not made a land drop. I can Cultivator Colossus. I think I'm going for it. If not for another reason that this play is just freaking sweet. So, copy Amulet, leave white floating, make red mana, haste Reclaimer, activate Reclaimer, get Growth Chamber, make 4 mana, bounce, play this again, up to 8. So this is 8 mana as is. We still have 1 extra land drop. I'm trying to think if I can pact for another Tracker so I can draw more clues. I think I'm going to crack at least 1 to see if I can find another land. Perfect. So 7 mana, Cultivator, play that, play that. There's the Tracker, play that. We whiff. We whiff hard. That is a pretty serious whiff. Not gonna lie. Float, float, and float here. Yikes! Alright, so we're going to play. We still have 1 extra land drop, so let's play Tracker so we can start making some clues. Extra land drop. Float mana, float mana. Draw a card, let's see what's up. Reclaimer. Play a Susa. We can play a Susa. Because I'm missing. I don't have enough lands to actually kill my opponent here. I think this is gonna end up with me Boseiju in my opponent's Golo, so I don't die to it. But I don't think I can actually win, unfortunately. I can haste and swing for a bunch. Let's crack a Clue. See what we draw. Maybe we find the Valakut. We don't. Play Sanctuary. Make another Clue. Man, we're kind of going off. Bounce Boseiju. Play another Sanctuary. Float mana. Bounce Stronghold. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna crack some clues here. I don't think there's anything else that I can do that actually matters. Oh, I have Gracer, I guess. Play that out just so I can haste this Colossus and swing for a bunch. Oh no, because I need to kill the Golos. Never mind. Oh, actually I can do everything. Yes, this is good. So, float for red. Because like Gracer actually puts the land into play tap. That's hilarious. So, haste Colossus. Swing for 10. One just takes the chump, which makes sense. And now I'm just going to Boseiju the Golos. Alright, your go, opponent. I can't do anything else. Can't do anything else, so do your worst. 10 mana, Expedition Map. That was one of the longest turns I've taken in a really long time. And I think I may have still not arrived at the best line. Am I about to die here to some sort of like giant X spell? Okay. Okay. What's your last card in hand, opponent? Cling to Dust. Oh no, they're just... Oh no, that was their last card in hand. Just second Cling to Dust. Alright. They're gonna get their redraws. What a game, jeez. What a wild game. Honestly, that turn was so absurdly long that I have no idea if I have a pack to pay for. If I were playing in paper, I honestly don't know what I would do. No, they found the Karn, and they have exactly enough mana to cast the... They have exactly enough mana to cast the big guy. No! No! They can get Sundering Titan now. No! No! Honestly, I can't even be mad. Like, this game has been ridiculous. I guess now we will figure out whether I have a pack to pay for or not. We'll figure out soon enough. I don't! Perfect. Alright. So I can't haste anymore, and I can't crack clues. So I'm swinging everything at Karn. Swinging it all at Karn. They're gonna get to draw 3 cards next turn. Because they're gonna be able to, like, get back their Cling to Dust. I still think I go for Reclaimer plus Second Dryad. I guess I could go for Crack a Clue. I need to find some lands here. Another tracker. Alright. We keep on keeping on here. Another Cabal Coffers. Sounds good. There's the Cling. They have one more Cling. And then they ran out of fuel. So we have to dodge another Karn. The good thing is that we have a pretty good amount of pressure in play, so they can't just kill their own Sundering Titan and kill me from there. Another Cling, their redraws. All of their redraws. No, they found something. Damn it. Yep, that's a good one. That is a Karn. Okay, what do you got? Cityscape Leveler. Ugh. I should probably kill the Reclaimer, actually. Definitely the correct choice there. Boseiju. Does Boseiju do anything at all here? I'm gonna play Tracker. Probably have to Boseiju the Leveler. I don't think I'm winning this game anymore, though. I don't think I can win this game anymore. I don't think I can win. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede so we have enough time to play game number 3. Ugh, that was rough. That was so rough. If I had Bojuka Bog, I think I would have won because I would have been able to at some point exile my opponent's nonsense. I don't think I should, play towards that being the case though, so I'm not gonna change my sideboarding. This hand seems decent enough. Turn 1, Saga into Amulet. Yet another hand where I'm gonna get punished by not having access to engineered explosives. Jesus, my opponent never did not have the explosives, huh? Okay, so here is Balakut. That's the turn. Float a mana. I think I just failed to find here. Nice play. Nice play. Alright, now what? I need to find a land now? I'll say they do have Thoughtseize. So we went through so many turns and we... Wow! Oh my god. Ugh. This is so rough. I think I'm actually gonna make a construct here. No, I should have played the tracker. I have 6. I should have played the tracker, but if my opponent draws land, I get to blow up the Saga and I get punished. And I get a clue from the tracker. Playing my Amulet. Did find a land. Okay. Expedition Map. Alrighty. Another explosives. This time I am gonna get the Amulet though. If I find the land, I'm going to not make a construct, I think. Just gonna not make a construct now. Do make the Amulet. Play tracker. Play land. I think we swing for 4. And then I'm gonna crack a clue. Obviously I can find a bounce land, but I think I'd rather just guarantee the extra point of damage. Definitely cracking main phase, because if I find any land, I get to just play it immediately. We are putting pressure on my opponent here. We are putting pressure on them. And they do have a pretty decent amount of just dead cards, right? Like stuff like the Brainstone or whatever just don't do anything. The Stone Brain, sorry. opponent cracks map for Coffers. Now I'm gonna get the Coffers value this turn. Also now if I find a bounce land, I guess I'm kind of going off. Really need to find a bounce land though. So kill the construct, okay? And play another map. That sucks so much, man. That sucks so much. That sucks. So let's just play Dryad and swing. I don't think I can afford to play this Reclaimer, because I kind of have to bait my opponent into not cracking this explosive, so... Dude, just any land would have been so sick. We're getting to the point where my opponent needs to kill the tracker, and they also need to somehow answer my board. Okay, so they activated Coffers, so I imagine they're gonna get another Coffers, yep. And now, 5 mana, up to 6. Push on tracker. That's scary. They kind of have to blow up this Valakut. Golos, okay. Yeah, everything's just... If I find a bounce land, I win. So bounce land actually wins here. Please? Dude. This is so frustrating. This is the most frustrating game ever. I can't believe it. Punish for not playing the Reclaimer last turn. I mean, I still think it was correct for me to not play it, but I just got ridiculously punished for not doing it. Because I do think I need to... I need the Amulet to win. So I need to somehow make it so my opponent is not tempted to crack. That they actually give me the opening. Because like a bounce land just wins for me. But obviously I didn't get there, so... Eon 3? Gross. Okay. Alright, I've seen enough. Like, this was the most frustrating game that I've played in a really long time. This just feels so bad. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Last match. This looks fine. I'll keep this. Turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Bog, turn 3 do a bunch of things. Seems decent enough. Man, I'm still annoyed by the previous match. I guess it is what it is. Flooded Strand. Is this Waffle? Is this Waffle control? Everybody's going crazy over Waffle control the last couple of days or whatever. Nothing changes though. Play Bog tapped, say go. Opponent fetches for Steam Vents on my end step. Consider? Okay, so this is probably Murktide, I will guess. That's a terrible draw. Absolutely heinous draw. So my opponent's holding up counter magic, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I just have to play this Dryad and hope that somehow it sticks. The question is, because I can make up to 5 mana. So the question is, do I develop mana and hope to find another bounce land, or do I just... I think I want to actually bounce Bojugabog, the reason being so that I can slow down a Murktide. This is just gonna get countered. Yeah, so now it gets countered, but now next turn I get to probably just Bojugabog. Iteration. Yeah, definitely gonna be bogging. Would love to find a land drop here. Opponent exiles Ragavan. Gross. So I really need to find a green source. If I find a green source, preferably a bounce land, I think we're gonna be in good shape. It's not it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go Gracer into T-West into Bog. And this is just so I can bait the removal spell on the Gracer. They don't know that I'm playing Reclaimer. So maybe I get some value there. My opponent's got 6 cards in hand. It's very unlikely that I can win this game after missing all of these land drops. Unless my opponent just like taps out for no reason and I find exactly a bounce land off the top. That would be great. They bolt the Gracer and bin a Shredder with the DRC trigger. Gonna take 2 from the Monkey. And the Growth Chamber gets exiled. Damn it. Really would have loved to have drawn that one. It's a land drop, so I guess I can't actually complain. Wish I could complain though. I could pact for like a Dryad or something. I don't think that really does anything for me though. The good thing is that I may be, like if my opponent taps out, I may be able to find a way to close the game. There's the hate for the Reclaimer. That sucks. Opponent swings with everything. Take 5. Monkey takes Reclaimer. Shredder and Murktide. The 1-2 punch. They're off of Delirium now, so that is something. The problem is I can't really do anything, right? Like I can't actually win the game even if I do find a Primeval Titan. If I do find a bounce land, sorry, and they it somehow resolves. I mean, I'm still gonna jam, but I'm gonna jam into my opponent's counter spell. But the good thing is that at least it's going to end. The game is gonna end quickly enough. Oh, I actually messed up the sequencing because like I could have like packed it first. Oh, Spell Pierce. All right, cool. Okay, say no. Summoner's Pact. I mean, I still can't win, but makes it a little bit more exciting at least. Because I just can't lethal my opponent. So here's Prime Time. I already made my land drop. Here's Prime Time. We got a haste. We're going to Bordeaux Garrison, Stronghold. If that last card is in Holy Heat, obviously we lose. But we will see. Alright, now I swing. I get Valakut, Vesuva. I swing for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So my opponents, if they're smart, they're going to throw away the Shredder, I guess. I guess they can block with Murktide too. Okay, so we're going to bounce to Larry West. Move to combat. Swing. Say yes. I'm going to get Valakut plus Growth Chamber. I think we're getting Bog here. Although Bog grows the Murktide. That's fine. I'm dead to Unholy Heat. I'm dead to an answer to the Dryad. Good block for my opponent there. I'm still gonna go for it because I'm falling super far behind, I think. So I packed for Dryad and then I bog my opponent. And I can kill the Shredder or I can kill both of my opponent's creatures. I think I care more about the Ragavan plus DRC than the Shredder, actually, funnily enough. The reason being, these help my opponent find cards. Like, if my opponent doesn't have actually a spell in hand right now, and they find exactly another spell, the Shredder is not going to let them do anything. The DRC is also much better at enabling Delirium, which is what kills my Dryad. So here we're going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on upkeep, then we're going to use 3 mana to transmute to Larry West, get a bounce land. If I manage to win this game, I don't even know what to think, honestly. Their hand is 2 Unholy Heats, we lose. We lose because we die to our upkeep pact. So I guess their last card in hand was the Lightning Bolt. I guess, or the Unholy Heat. So my opponent top deck exactly the only card that beats me. Maybe Consider, I guess, could have beaten me as well. No, because Consider forces my opponent to... Oh no, never mind. Yeah, Consider actually probably kills me anyway. But yeah, I only have 3 green sources, so I'm going to die in my upkeep to my 2 pacts. I still think this was the play that gives me the highest likelihood of winning the game. Obviously, it's risky. I'm not saying that isn't the case, but it actually gives me an out to win, which otherwise I don't think I have one. So this is where we're going to be doing some pretty drastic sideboarding. We bring in all of these cards. We cut Colossus. We're going to cut Reclaimer. We're going to cut the Gardens and at least 2 Sagas. I guess we're just going to cut all Amulets, all Sagas. Bring in 1 Garden. We're just going to play mono green mid-range with bad mana. This is the strat. We'll see if it works out. Alright, this hand is exactly what we're looking for, so we'll keep. We don't have Amulets, so there's no reason to hold back Growth Chamber. We have Dismember as early interaction, we have Endurance, we have Tracker. This hand is fantastic. Exactly what we want. It's very nice. I'm going to play T-West now and send the turn back. Best case scenario now is my opponent plays a Shredder. Let me just kill it. Oh, okay. I'm going to play Cavern on Human and pass the turn back. So now, next turn I'm going to be able to play an Uncounterable Tracker, play Growth Chamber, reset my Cavern of Souls. If my opponent plays a Blood Moon, I don't even blow it up. Iteration. Alright. Like, it would be actively great for me if if my opponent plays a Blood Moon, which is funny. Okay, here's a Tracker. Go girl. Play Bounce Land so I can reset my Cavern. But we're chilling. We're playing it slow. An opponent is missing land drops. Everything's coming up, Fran. Opponent just throws away 2 iterations looking for a land drop. This is obviously great for me. I just pack it in, just straight up. Straight up don't want to play anymore. Okay. Yep. Submit the same. I really want this Oblivion Stone game plan to be great. I don't know if it is. I still have no idea whether it is or not, but I know the Tracker game plan is good. But I don't know if the Oblivion game plan is good. This hand is a lot worse than the previous one. I don't even have green mana. Back-to-back hands with both Boros, Sunhome, and Slayer Stronghold. All three of these were in back-to-back opening hands, somehow. I wonder what the chances of that happening really are. Am I keeping this? If I had a Dismember, I think I would keep this. I think I'm gonna keep it anyway and just hope that I can find a way. Turn 1 Monkey, probably. So I'm banking on my opponent. Yeah, okay. So I probably lose, unless I find Dismember now. Dismember? Nope. Okay, so I probably lose the game now. I don't think if there's a reasonable way for me to win this game anymore. Even if this monkey just whiffs every single time. I mean, even if it finds nothing over and over again. Like, honestly, I don't even know if it matters what the monkey finds. It's just the mana is just gonna bury me. Like I can't beat this anymore. I guess I need to find exactly engineered explosives. Well, there it goes. Gonna go ahead and say that I don't even know if the list is bad. Like I honestly don't think that the list is bad. My pairings were just heinous. I can't believe we got paired twice against the mono black deck, and I can't believe that we almost beat it a time or two. Okay, I'm probably playing that now. This is kind of something that my opponent needs to counter. They don't. I guess they can just bolt this, but if they bolt that, that means that they don't just bolt my tracker. Opponent only has 4 cards in hand. I don't know, maybe I can actually win this. Like, they've been doing actual nothing. But now they're gonna have a DRC going, so they're gonna find business. They kept on top, okay. Alright, so now they're gonna be able to enable Delirium. And we know for a fact that they have a counterspell in hand, because they've been holding it up every single turn. I guess I can draw exactly Cavernous Souls. If I find Cavernous Souls, we may be fine. I need to find Cavernous Souls kind of right now. I don't understand like why people just keep bringing in explosives against me. I don't think it's particularly good. Like they can play it on 3. EE on 3 may be good. Yeah, EE on 1 doesn't do anything. I mean, it is a DRC trigger, so that part's not awful. So what do I throw in the trash? What do I want my opponent to counter? Realistically, I just need to find Cavernous Souls off the top. It's probably the only way that I can win this game. That's not it. I think I'm gonna play Tracker. I think I value the Dryad higher than the Tracker. There's a counterspell. Oh, I should have played the O-Stone, actually. So that next turn I can double spell. Because like the O-Stone, I'm not gonna be able to activate this O-Stone. So I guess I'm gonna need to pact for Endurance. Oh, I just packed for Primeval Titan. I just hope that it resolves, which seems very unlikely, but well, that would have been good to draw. That would have been a good one to draw. So I guess now I'm gonna need to use my own Prime Time to block my opponent's Prime Time. I mean, there's no way you don't cast Primeval Titan. You're still holding up counter magic, right? This is basically a Murktide, but better. Just gonna get my opponent 2 lands. So what needs to happen for me to win this game? Opponent's hand is 2 blanks. We're gonna resolve Primeval Titan, get Bojuka plus Valakut. Yeah, so that's what's happening. So we packed for Primeval Titan. We get Bojuka plus Valakut. Bog exiles the graveyard. And Valakut, I'm gonna need to chump block. We trade, I mean. And then I take only 3. And then my opponent just counterspells this. Alright, terrible. Well, this was the most excruciating league I've played in a very long time. Getting paired against the mono black Cabal Coffers 8 Field of Ruins deck was a miserable experience that I never ever want to have again in my entire life. The fact that we almost won both matches is pretty exciting, but at the same time, I still don't want that to ever happen again. But this list was fun. Like, Reclaimer adds a pretty interesting dimension to the deck. It makes it a little bit clunkier, but it makes it much better at grinding, I think, because now your 1-drops are actually threats that your opponent needs to respect and they need to be able to beat. Funnily enough, I do think that Metamorph may have been better, specifically based on the matchups that we faced. Obviously, in the matchup against Murktide, Reclaimer's bad, and that kind of stuff, of course, but There were interesting matches. They were just like very, very long and very, very gruesome. Like I feel like I literally spent 3 hours recording this league. Obviously, it's gonna get to you a little bit shorter, but it's still gonna be a pretty long video. And I honestly don't know how many people are going to be watching it all the way till the end. If you do, even though I got a pretty disastrous 2-3 record, I do think this list is pretty solid and a lot of fun. So if you're interested in like a new approach to Amulet, I always recommend doing Elvish Reclaimer things. I think that it's very interesting. It makes you think on your toes, which I do enjoy a lot. And then I also think that maybe Oblivion Stone is just not where it's at, you know. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be. I gave this card a shot like multiple times, and it just continues underperforming. So I think I'm just going to just move on from this. Like this was a nice, interesting experiment. I thought that in theory it made a lot of sense, but in practice it just never came up. Right? Not a single time I was able to draw and activate this in a matchup where it actually mattered, because this is not what Magic is about anymore, right? Like you can't just set up to play a long game because your opponent goes turn 1 Ragavan and you just lose the game, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. That's gonna be it for me today, though. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe button on the way out, and I'll see you in the next video, folks. I'm really tired, so hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.